Cool. So when we first met, I remember you were freelancing mostly primarily for all your income, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And then you wanted to get in a situation where you had some other revenue coming in online,
Correct. Yeah.
and you wanted to have some stability. So if that way some gigs weren't going around at that time, you didn't have to have like that when a contract ended for like a show you were doing or something, you had that stability.
Exactly. And so to your point there, Paul, so I was performing, I perform on Broadway in New York City, and I was full time in a show called The Music Man. But we knew it was going to close in January. And I was hemming and hawing and thinking, oh man, I don't want to go through this again. And, be on unemployment and, it just sucked. I don't want to do that. So I wanted to get myself teed up so that if and when the show closed, I would be able to sustain myself and do it happily, not having to do a job I didn't want to do. So I was doing The Music Man. And then also here's the irony of it all is that, I was making good money doing The Music Man and then also the Radio City Christmas Spectacular, piggybacking both of those gigs. And all that work that I did for those shows still didn't amount to as much as I was making going through this method. And in November, it's like I didn't make going through your stuff. I didn't make any money because I was so busy doing my gigs. And I looked back and I'm like, in October it was 20 grand, and then November I stalled, and then December it was at $15,000 more going through your program. And I'm just looking at my gig money and this, and I'm thinking, I think it's time to make a more of a change.
Mhm.
So
So how long ago did you start working with us? How long's it been?
I think I joined like by early to mid October.
So how many months ago was that at this
Well, but
October,
just over
November?
about
And
four
then
months.
in that 4 months, you've made total about how much?
45,000, and
Oh,
I'm going slow, and I feel like I'm going slowly. Like
mhm.
we've got like 5 or 6 phases here, and I'm still in the second phase. So I really desperately want to get into
But the
the
first
third
week you
phase
made how much? 15 grand?
in 1 week. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've designed it so people can have those fast wins. Now, I have another question for you. In terms of like the environment of the community, what's it like being in that kind of like mastermind? How's that helped you?
Yeah, so it's been actually very motivational, and there's always something that someone contributes that kind of sparks a light bulb. And for me, it's when I hear some of the other people's success, it gives me a little boost to want to, get going a little more, because if someone else can do it, like we all can do it, because it's laid out really well.
Hmm.
You just have to go through the stuff and do it. So for me, being in the community is mostly motivational, but also informational, because someone will ask a question that invariably we're going to come across, or we've already gone through it, and so we can maybe listen to the answer again, explained slightly differently, and
Hmm.
look at it a little differently. So the
And we have
community,
fun too, right?
yeah, we do for the
So
most part.
yeah, when I'm not yelling at you guys. So what would you say to anyone that's on the fence about booking their call for something like this?
I would say, if you're even thinking about it, uh, I mean, I subbed out a gig to book the call with you, Paul, and so because I just knew that I was tired of going through what I was going through. And so if someone out there is on the fence, I would just say, just have a conversation, and have a conversation with Paul and see if it's a good fit. I mean, for me, I knew it was going to be a good fit, and the proof is there, because even though I haven't gotten to the bulk of what we're doing in there, uh, it's already made me realize that there's a better way.
And another thing is you take action and you're a good student. So
Yeah,
that's important too. You got to actually like do the work.
yeah, taking action is that's the big one. I think if you definitely have to do that, taking
Yep.
action.
Awesome. Well, I'm proud of you, man. And it's just the beginning. You're on your you're on a run rate to have 6-figure year with this at least.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
that's, and like I said, I'm kind of like uh half-assing. I hate to use the word, but I'm just kind of half going at it here because other things are getting in the way and it's frustrating. And so I'm happy with where I am, but at the same time frustrated that I'm going slowly. So I want to
Mm.
like step it up and just get the evergreen process going.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
for
man.
sure.
Appreciate you.
Cool.
All right,
Yeah,
thank
you
you so much.
back at you.
All
Thanks.
right, man. Take care.